So this is the second sum on epicyclic gear train that we will be seeing. In this sum, there is a sun gear, which is your driving gear, which carries your driving shaft. There are two planetary gears. As the sun gear rotates, the planetary gears also rotate, and there is an arm fixed on these planetary gears. As the planetary gears rotate, the arm will also rotate. And there is a outer annular gear. This is an internal gear. It has teeth on the inner side, and this gear is said to be fixed. So they have given us that the sun wheel is carrying the driving shaft, which is rotating at 300 rpm. Okay, so the sun gear is rotating at 300 rpm. The driven shaft is connected to the arm, this arm. The driven shaft is connected to this arm. So we have to find the speed of the driven shaft in this question. Okay, so here I have just created the animation of the sum that we are seeing in this question. As you can see over here, see, this is the sun gear. These are the two planet gears, and this is the arm that is connecting the two planet gears and the sun gear. The red color thing that you see around this, see this whole red color thing that you're seeing, it is your annular gear. As you can see that the annular gear is fixed, whereas the other three gears are rotating. And as they are rotating, the shaft, the arm itself is also rotating. So your arm is your output shaft and your sun gear is your input shaft. So in actuality, there will be a connection over here. See, there will be a connection over here which will rotate the sun gear, and because of this rotation of sun gear, the planet gears will rotate, and because of the rotation of the planet gears, the arm will rotate, and the output shaft is connected to your arm. So this is how your sum is actually going to work in the real life. This is the second sum on epicyclic gear train that we are solving. In this epicyclic gear train, as you can see, there is a sun gear and two planet gears and an annular gear. And they have told us that the annular gear is fixed. That is, NA is 0. Okay. And they have given us that S has 30 number of teeth and primaries have 50 number of teeth. And the RPM of the sun gear is 300. We have to find the RPM of the arm. Again, I have pre-drawn this table. You have to draw this in the exam. I explained it in the last sum also. I will re-explain it again this time also. Okay. So first of all, you have to write steps. Then you have to write all the elements that are present in your diagram. Okay. See, in your diagram, and the first thing should always be an arm. See, in any epicyclic gear train, there will always be at least one arm. So you have to write the arm first. This is our arm. Then it is our sun gear. Then see, we have two planetary gears. But both these planetary gears are going to perform the same motion. Their RPM will always be the same and their RPM will always be in the same direction. So it is not necessary to write the planetary gears twice. We can write it only once. And then there is the fixed annular gear on the outside. It is given in the question that it is fixed. Okay. So what is the first step? The first step is always fix the arm and give +1 rotation to any gear. Okay. You can give +1 rotation to S, P, A, whichever one you like. But to make our job simpler, we will give it to S. The answer will not be affected by which gear you are giving +1 rotation to. Okay. So if we are fixing the arm, it means RPM of arm is 0. RPM of S is what? +1. Again, I will say plus means anti-clockwise direction. Okay, you have to remember. This is clockwise C. This is -300. Currently, we are giving it plus value. We will see what happens afterwards. The variables will adjust accordingly. Okay, so we are giving +1 rotation to gear S. So what will be the RPM of gear P? See, what is happening? S and P are directly meshing with each other. Here also, here also. So whenever they are externally meshing, how can we find out the RPM of the second gear? The same formula that we always use. RPM of P upon RPM of S is number of teeth on S upon number of teeth on P. So to find RPM of P, we can say TS upon TP into NS. In our case, NS is +1. So this will become TS upon TP. But these are externally meshing. whenever they are externally meshing, what is going to happen? The direction is going to get opposite. In this table, direction is also important. So here it will not be Ts upon Tp. It will be minus Ts upon Tp. Remember, whenever there is external meshing, see, this is externally, these teeth are meshing with each other. Okay, external to gear S, external to gear P. Hence, it will be minus of whatever we get over here. Now, let us look at what will be the RPM of annular gear. See what is happening. P is meshing with annular gear, and in this case, it is internal meshing. Okay, we will look at that afterwards, but just see that P is meshing with annular gear A. So how can you find out the RPM of annular gear A? NA upon NP is equal to TP upon TA. So to find the RPM of annular gear, what will you do? TP upon TA into NP. And what is the value of NP? Well, we just found out the value of NP. NP is TS upon, NP is what? Minus TS upon TP. We just found its value. So we'll put it over here. So it will be TP upon TA into minus TS upon TP. TP will cancel. It will give us minus TS upon TA. Okay. But see, in this, it is an annular gear with internal gear teeth. So this meshing is internal meshing, not external meshing. In internal meshing, both the gears will rotate in the same direction. So we will not oppose this sign. Whatever this sign is, we will keep it like this only. We will write is minus TS upon TA. Why? Because it is internal meshing. Why did we change the sign from here to here? Because it was external meshing. In this case, because it is internal meshing, we have kept the sign same. Okay. So with this, our first row is complete. In next row, we have to multiply this first row by m. So 0 multiplied by m is m. 1 multiplied by m is m. This will be minus m TS upon TP. This will be minus m TS upon TA. Next step, we have to add n plus n rotations to all. Plus n rotations to all. So plus n, plus n, plus n, plus n. The sum will come out to be m plus n. This will be 0. This will be n. This will be m plus n, because 0 multiplied by m is 0. This will be n minus m times TS upon TP, and this will be n minus m times TS upon TA. So we have completed the table. Always remember, for epicyclic gear train, you always have to complete the table first. Okay. So after completing this table, now we can put in the conditions. What is the condition they have given us? NS is 300 RPM in clockwise direction. Clockwise means negative. Anti-clockwise means positive, clockwise means negative. So what does that mean? This m plus n is equal to what? Minus 300. This is our equation for gear S, and what have they given us? Ns is equal to 300. So first equation will be m plus n is equal to minus 300. And what is the second equation? They have told us to find the RPM of R, means we have to find RPM of R, means we have to find N. Okay, see here it is only N, so we have to find the value of N. And what is the second thing that they have given us? That the RPM of A is 0, the annular gear is fixed. So NA is equal to 0. So this is NA. So N minus M into TS upon TA is equal to 0. What is the value of TS? TS value is 30. What is the value of TA? Well, the value of TA is not given to us. Okay, no problem. We can find out the value of TA. So first we have to find the value of TA. Now to find the value of TA, we will have to use geometry. Okay. So if you look at this question, see, this is complete radius of A. This complete is the radius of annular gear A. Okay. So radius of A, it is equal to what? Radius of S plus diameter of P. Radius of A is what? Radius of S plus diameter of P. Radius of S plus diameter of P.
Okay, so multiplying both sides by 2 to convert it into diameters. So diameter of A is diameter of S plus 2 times diameter of P. Now here see, they haven't given any value of module. Okay, so module is not known to us, but it doesn't matter. Why it doesn't matter? See, what is the formula for module? Module is what? PCD upon number of teeth. So diameter becomes what? Module into number of teeth. And as I have told you again and again, the module of meshing gears is always same. So module of S will be equal to module of P because S and P are meshing with each other. Again P is meshing with A, so module of P will be equal to module of A. So module of S is equal to module of P is equal to module of A. We can call this common module as M itself. Okay, so DA, the PCD of A, gear A, it becomes module into number of teeth on gear A. So DA becomes M into TA because module is constant for all meshing gears. S is meshing with P, P is meshing with A, is equal to, for S gear, it will be module into number of teeth on the secondary gear plus 2 times module into number of teeth on the primary gear. Okay, so this becomes M into TA is equal to M into TS plus 2M TP. Okay, M can be cancelled because it is same. Okay, so TA is equal to TS plus 2 times TP, right? So what will be the value? We have to find value of TA. TA is equal to TS. What is TS? 30. And what is TP? 50. So 2 into 50. So that becomes 30 plus 100. 130 teeth. Okay, so we have found out the value of TA. Okay, so we can substitute this TA in this equation. And equation 2 will become N minus M into TS. TS is 30 upon TA, which is 130, which will be equal to 0. Okay, so these become our two equations. What is the first equation? This is the first equation. We can write like N plus M is equal to minus 300. The second equation becomes N minus 30 by 130 M is equal to 0. No need to find this out. We can directly put this in the calculator. Okay, so we will solve the two equations. Okay, first equation is this: N minus 30 divided by 130 is equal to 0. Second is N plus M is equal to minus 300. Okay, so the value of N is minus 56.25 and the value of M is minus 243.75. Okay, these are the values of N and M. What have they asked us to find? What is the RPM of the arm? What is the RPM of the arm equal to? It is equal to N. What is N? Minus 56.25. Minus means clockwise. Means RPM of arm is what? 56.25 in clockwise direction. Okay, so RPM of arm becomes 56.25 in clockwise direction. This becomes our final answer.